able to choose operating system and how to install operating system and how to start with Raspberry Pi, because some people may have a monitor and some people may not, so we are going to start it from the scratch. So starting up with Raspberry Pi with Raspbian OS. So same as like for this course, so these are the basic prerequisites for this course. Actually Raspberry Pi 3 Model B or Raspberry Pi 4, 16GB class 10 SD card. So this is the story begins. So yesterday I told you why you should purchase 16GB SanDisk SD card, not normal class 4 or class 2 SD cards. So I'll tell you the reason. So before that, other requirement are hardware like card reader and a laptop with internet and power adapter and USB type cable. So I hope now you are seeing the hardware which I have. So first of all, here we have a Raspberry Pi. And this one is card reader for booting or to upload the OS to my memory card. So here we have SanDisk Ultra, that is class 10, and here we have USB adapter with minimum of 2 amps. You may have 2.4 amps even, but don't take adapter with less than 2 amps. Okay, better to have 2 amps adapter and then USB B type cable. Okay, so these are the hardware we have. So and then I wish to say you may have a question why you are using only class 10 memory card, why you are not using normal class 4 or class 6 memory cards. So I'll tell you the reason, it will be very funny. Okay, so here I'm going to show one thing. Okay, so then you will know why we are not using normal SD cards. Okay, so now you are seeing this SD card. This is nothing but SD cards. Okay, we may have 20, but some of the SD cards is missed actually. Okay, so here we have the SD cards. Okay, these are all nothing but SD cards. Okay, so these are all normal class 4 and class 2 SD cards. Actually, before we have used this SD cards, it may face lot of problem. Whenever you are deploying high computational power applications such as artificial intelligence and installing lot of libraries and those things, so you will face a lot of SD card corruption problem. So these and all the SD card which is already corrupted. Okay. So here we have these much of SD cards. Okay, so that's the purpose. We are not using normal local SD cards. Okay, so that's why we are just preferring this SanDisk 16GB SD card. Okay, so this one is SanDisk 16GB SD card. Okay, so and then we have this Raspberry Pi. Okay, so so I hope you got this. What is the purpose of using the class 10 16GB Ultra SD card? Okay, so that's up to here. So and then while talking about the Raspberry Pi OS types, what are the OS which is available, so there are a lot of operating system which can be uploaded to the Raspberry Pi, which is such as Bodhi Linux and Windows IoT and Laka and Ubiquiti. So there are a lot of operating system which can be used for Raspberry Pi. So on that list, that operating system, based on the purpose, you need to choose the operating system. So for example, if you're going to deploy a robotic operating system in it, so you can either use Raspbian OS, or else if you are facing any kind of error or something like that, you can use Linux also. Like Ubuntu Lite is there, and Ubiquiti Robot, that kind of operating system is there. So based on the requirement, you need to choose the operating system which is required for you. Okay, so on that list, so first of all, we'd like to introduce about Raspbian operating system. Okay, so Raspbian operating system, which already has inbuilt of 35,000 packages, because this Raspbian OS will have a lot of default library which is already present there, so that it is very easy to use and easy to handle, which is base like Linux. I hope you know about Linux. So basic about basic Linux kind of working. So it will have the same file manager, and instead of command window in the Linux, it will have a terminal. So that is kind of basic kind of same as like a Linux. Okay, but it is called as a Raspbian because this is based, our system is based on Debian optimized. So that is known as Raspberry Pi with Debian. So that is known as Raspbian. Okay, so this is the operating system which we are going to use. Okay, so before that, before proceeding for further procedure, so first of all, we'll start showing how to download or how to install an operating system. Okay, so for that, first of all, we'll go to the PowerPoint presentation and we'll copy the kind of URL. Okay, so this URL I think we have already given in the description. Okay, you just please check it out. Okay, you just paste this URL. So this is Raspberry Pi's website. We have Raspberry Pi based with desktop and recommended software. So this is my suggestion to use. Don't go for these light and versions and all. So please go for the first version, that is named as Raspberry Pi OS with the desktop and recommended software. Okay, you just do the download. It's about, I think it is up to like 2.9 GB, I think so. Okay, so you just click the download button. Okay, so that you will get the downloaded file. Okay, so in the format of like Raspbian OS. Okay, so here we have the like extracted one. So that is 2020 1202 Raspbian OS Buster. Okay, so here we have the zip file, so which is downloaded from that link, and after that you can right click and you can extract, so that you will get this operating system. Okay, so this is kind of the operating. Normally you want to know the difference, like there is copying and burning is there. So for example, if you are going to copy the file, it is not bootable, and some of the computer science and a lot of like engineering students may know like how to put the OS for laptop even. So whenever you are going to put OS for laptops, so you'll use you'll use the pen drive to operating system, but you will convert that into a bootable mode. So to convert that bootable mode, instead of simply copying, so you'll use kind of burning it, right? So with the help of the Etcher, Win32 Disk Imager, so that kind of application, with the help of that application, instead of copying the operating system file into that memory card or into the pen drives, so we used to have a burning the OS inside to that pen drives. So for that, so we need basic hardware. Okay, so like software in the sense Win32 Disk Imager or Etcher, or else you can go for Rufus. But my suggestion is to use Rufus, because the purpose of using Rufus is like whenever we have used already the memory card which contains operating system, so it is little bit difficult to format complete partition. So if you are doing a normal format for a basic SD card which is already booted with some other operating system, so you may not be able to format it properly. Okay, so on that scenario you can go for the Rufus application, because it is very easy. Like it will convert complete SD card into non-bootable format. It is really great because it is very easy to use. Okay, so that's why I'm just suggesting is to go for Rufus. Okay, you need to use two applications. One is SD card formatter to format SD card, and Win32 Disk Imager or Etcher to burn the operating system into the SD card. Okay, so those who have Linux, so you also can install Balena Etcher. So you can see the procedure to install Balena Etcher in your Linux system. So that's your option. But if you are a Windows user, you can go for SD card formatter with Win32 Disk Imager or Rufus. Okay, so my suggestion is to go for Rufus, because it's very easy to use, as well as the formatting and each and everything will be done very properly. Okay, so that's my suggestion. So first of all, what you need to do, first of all, you just take out the SD card. Okay, so here we have the SD card, and you just put it in the card reader. Okay, SD card reader, and you just plug it to your laptop or PC. Okay, so first of all, what you're going to do, first of all, you just open RUFUS Rufus. Okay, so after opening the Rufus, you just want to choose which SD card or where it is, what is the path or where it is located, what is the drive name of the SD card. Okay, so here we have this F. Okay, so boot F drive. So please guys, so I'm just telling you little tips, because whenever you are using additional pen drive or when you are plugged in your hard disk with your laptop, please be careful, because I think it has been 3 times I have accidentally formatted my complete pen drives. So please be careful whenever you are doing formatting, because you may lose very important files, because I faced that problem. So please make sure whether you have plugged any other pen drives or your external hard drives or not. So please be careful guys. Okay, so now first of all you just check whether is it one drive or any other multiple drives are there. So it shows 16 GB. So this is the pen drive. Okay, so this is the SD card which I have plugged in the card reader. And then what you need to do, you need to go for the boot selection option. Okay, so on the boot selection option, you just want to choose non-bootable. Okay, so non-bootable in the sense boot selection of non-bootable is here. So which makes the memory card or pen drive is going to be in the non-bootable mode, so that whatever will be the partitions, like it may be have 2 partitions or it may be anything, but it will format completely and it will give you as a single partition. Okay, so that's why we are using a Rufus. So we just chosen non-bootable mode, and then you just click start. Okay, then it will ask for OK. So then click OK. Okay, so then it will do the kind of partition. Okay, so like first of all, it will do the kind of formatting each and every partition which is present in that SD card. Okay, so this is the first procedure. Okay, so and then what we need to do is we need to go for the OS. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do is you just want to select. Okay, select now. Okay, now we need to choose the operating system. Okay, so please try to select the operating system. Okay, so here what is the operating system? That is 2020-12. Don't include .zip file. So instead of that, please go for 2020-12 -02 Raspbian OS, that is image file. Okay, so the OS or the operating system can be either in a 2 format. One format is that is ISO, and another format is IMG. Okay, .ISO or .IMG. Okay, so here you just chose 2020-12 02. Click, and now if you see in the boot selection part, so the operating system is loaded here. Okay, so now click start button to upload the operating system to the SD card. Okay, so here we are burning the operating system to the SD card in a bootable mode. So whenever you are just going to put the SD card in the Raspberry Pi, so it will automatically boot that operating system which is written here. Okay, so first of all, it will start writing. So here it's showing start writing image like 1.3%, 1.4%. So we should wait for writing completely. Okay, so that's the first part, like how to drop an OS or how to put the OS on the SD card. Okay, so I hope you got it. If you got it, please put I got it in your live chat. Okay, so and after other thing else like which I need is kind of like first of all, these are the procedure. Okay, so first of all, we need to format the SD card. So whatever will be the SD card, so you just please do the format by using a Rufus non-bootable mode, and then go for download and burning operating system with the help of Rufus. So on the Rufus software, you just choose that operating system by clicking the select button and choose the operating system which is downloaded, and then click start to burn the operating system. So for burning the OS into the SD card, you can use the software such as like Etcher or Win32 Disk Imager and etc. Okay, yeah, we are getting a lot of I got it response. Thank you so much for your response, guys. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so the first thing is like first of all, download the operating system and burn with the help of the applications such as Rufus or Balena Etcher or Win32 Disk Imager. Okay, so and then so now up to now Raspberry Pi will boot up, but Raspberry Pi at initial state, it doesn't know about the Wi-Fi address, or it doesn't know about the like passwords and etc. So on the time, if you have a monitor, that's very simple. Okay, you just simply plug in the HDMI port. So here we have a HDMI port is there, right? So I think you may have your monitor in your home. So from the monitor, not only a monitor or your smart TV is there. So you can use your TV, but you need a HDMI to HDMI pin or that cable. Okay. HDMI to HDMI. The first option is you can use your smart TV with the HDMI to HDMI converter cable. Okay, you just put one end of the HDMI to the TV and another end of the HDMI cable to this socket, and then give the supply. Okay, and then tip number 2, whenever you are going to give the power supply to the Raspberry Pi, before whenever you are going to connect the display with the Raspberry Pi, such as monitor or such as TV or something like that, so it's my suggestion to go for first of all give the display port. Okay, then give the power supply. First of all, don't give the power supply and don't try to connect a display port such as HDMI and all. Okay, I think you got it. So actually I'm repeating again. So whenever you are going to connect Raspberry Pi with the displays, don't connect power supply first and then display second. Please connect display first, like display port such as HDMI port first, and then give the power supply to the Raspberry Pi, so that Raspberry Pi will know the like output display resolution which you have connected. Okay, so that's why whenever you are going to connect this Raspberry Pi with the display devices such as monitor or TV, please give the HDMI port connection first and then give the power supply to the Raspberry Pi. This is the tip number 2. Okay, so that's up to here. Okay, so just want to give the power supply, and so you'll see the boot screen. There is a Wi-Fi symbol will be there. So from that Wi-Fi symbol you can manually put like this is the Wi-Fi name, or you can choose the Wi-Fi name as like a Windows. Okay, so you have your Windows, you have a Wi-Fi symbol in your laptop or something. So from there you can choose that, and from that you'll choose, or you'll type the password for each and every username of Wi-Fi. Then you can put the password to connect with the network. But so this is the one scenario, right? So where we have display devices such as monitor or kind of like smart TV. So that's the first scenario. Let us take the second scenario. So I have only laptop. I don't have TV. I don't have monitor. So something like that, and I don't have HDMI cable. So that kind of scenario. So on that scenario, what we can go for is like we can start up with headless. Actually, from the OS itself, we can choose, or we can configure the Wi-Fi name and then password. So for example, so here we have this. Okay, so this is the WPA supplicant.conf. Okay, so with that you can able to configure whatever you need. Okay, so this is such as like to configure the username and then password. Actually here if you see here, so ZTE-ADD788855DF bad. Okay, so this is the file, or this is the configuration file which I have created. We need to create as a notepad. So I'll tell you the procedure. So before that, we'll check whether it is uploaded or not. Okay, so still it is uploading. Okay, so okay, no problem. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show how to create it. Okay, so for that, so for demo purpose, I'm just going to cancel it. I'm going to load another SD card which I already have. Okay, so I just closed it. Going to close. Okay, just going to pull out the SD card. Okay, so let us take out the SD card, and we are going to plug out the other SD card. Okay, give me some time. Okay, I'm just plugged another SD card, and I'm going to plug that SD card to my laptop. Okay, so this is the SD card which I have already uploaded that operating system. Boot, and then I'm going to change the driver path. Boot is displayed here. Okay, so whenever you just done uploading your operating system, then you will see this kind of driver which only up to like 252 MB, very less than, like actually we have used a 16 GB SD card, but that boot folder will have the core files of the operating system. Okay, so this is going to be displayed like this. Okay, which is the name of boot. Okay, then just open that file. Okay, so and then you need to create one notepad. Okay, so which will be named like WPA supplicant config. Okay, so this is already created. Okay, so this is overlays, and these are all the files which going to have which is responsible for basic operations such as booting in the start procedure or start time and those things. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, you see the presentation here, we have given that source command. Okay, which you need to done. Okay, so here what is the thing which is present here is WPA supplicant. Okay, so here you just copy this name. Okay, so I hope you all following me. You just copy this. Okay, WPA_supplicant.conf. Okay, you just copy it and go to the boot directory again. So you need to choose this extension. You need to check that extension option. Okay, and then you just right click and click new and click text document. Okay, so on the text document you just paste its name. Okay, that means WPA underscore supplicant dot conf dot txt is also there, but now let it be. Okay, so now we are creating a notepad file, that is WPA underscore supplicant dot conf dot txt. Okay, so here we have simply notepad file. So what we need to do is we need to copy the certain commands. So here we have this command. So this is given in the presentation. Okay, so let us open this notepad. Okay, on the notepad you just paste it like this. Okay, so on that after pasting it, so here we need to enter the country code, so where you are in. Okay, so country is equal to IN. Okay, so here IN is India. Okay, so for your country you just give your country code. Okay, so so country is equal to IN. So you can able to find your own country code with the help of this URL. Okay, so please visit to get your country code. Okay, you just copy this and you just paste it here. Okay, so this is Wikipedia. So in this Wikipedia you can able to see the country of your country. Okay, where you are those things. Okay, so just type in Google and you will get the link for country. That is 2-letter country code. IND for India, don't put IND. So 2-letter, that is standard based on ISO 3166-1. In this standard you just find the country code of that is 2-letter country code, that is alpha 2 code. Okay, so here now I am located in India. So India means, so what is the country code? That is IN. Okay, so you just see this IN. Okay, so and then what you need to do here you need to put IN. Okay, so CTRL interface is equal to directory. So in the same code, so you just change your country code based on your requirement. Okay, so where you are located, so based on where you are located, so you just put your own country code, and network is equal to SSID. So SSID inside the double quotes you just put your own kind of username. So here my Wi-Fi address is ZTE-ADD78. So this is my username, and PSK means here we need to specify the password, that is 885DF bad. Okay, so this is the password of Wi-Fi which I am using here. Okay, so you just copy this command and you need to change first thing is country code. That is a 2-letter country code. So that 2-letter country code can be done or can be obtained from the website URL which is given in the presentation. And second thing is ZTE-ADD78, that is username and then password. Okay, so you are getting voice buffering issues. Okay, so let us continue. Okay, so SSID is equal to ZTE-ADD78, this is username, and 885DF bad, this is a password. Okay, so network and then SSID and then password, so which is given in the notepad. So please don't forget to save it. So Control plus yes. Okay, I'm just going to save it and just close it, and then again locate the file here. Okay, so now file name is named as WPA underscore supplicant dot conf dot txt. Okay, so now you need to change the extension because it will not load the txt file and all. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click a rename. Okay, I'm going to rename this file. Okay, so we just click the name of the that file name and you just remove .txt. Okay, so that's it. It is asking for change it, yes. Okay, so now if you are seeing this is not a notepad file, this is some configuration file. So WPA underscore supplicant dot conf. So there is no extension called .txt. Okay, so please make sure you are checking this file name extension option. Then only you can able to see this file names extension. You can able to rename the file names extension. Okay, so WPA underscore supplicant dot conf, so which is holding my Wi-Fi address and then my password. Okay, so now Raspberry Pi memory card which we have done here, so that knows the Wi-Fi name and then password, but still now it can't able to boot in the like SSH. It can't support SSH. So now whenever it is going to start the boot up, so it need to enable the SSH, because as a default SSH will be disabled in the Raspbian OS. So what we are going to do, you just right click again and again put new and put text document, and then instead of complete text you just put only SSH. Okay, it is an empty file, no need to add anything in the kind of in the file. Okay, it is only SSH. Okay, so there is nothing inside and there is no extension here, so I just deleted completely and I'm just going to load only SSH. Okay, please put enter. Are you sure you want to change it? Yes. Okay, so now there are the two files which I have configured in this boot menu. Okay, so first of all guys, I am repeating again the procedure which we have done. So first of all we just formatted the operating system. Okay, so we just formatted the SD card, right? So first of all we just done the formatting, and second thing the formatting is done with the help of Rufus application. And then second thing, we just uploaded the OS which we have downloaded from the Raspberry Pi's official website. So that's the second thing. And third thing, after the OS like installation is completed, it will show the directory, or it will show the like option called the boot. Okay, so boot will be displayed like this. Okay, and then you just open the boot and you just right click and click type new. So before that you just want to go for the view option. So on that view option you just check this option, that is file name extension. Okay, you just click this one so that you can able to see the extension of each and every files. So for example, you can see each and every file's extension is also already it's displaying. So after checking that, you just right click and go for option new and go for text document. So after opening the text document, you just name that into wpa_supplicant.conf. Okay, so after that you just open it and you just paste it like which is given in the presentation here. Okay, so like this is the command which completely you need to copy, and for the country code you can visit this website to obtain the country code. Okay, so after that you just find out the country code and you just rename it country code and then your Wi-Fi address and then your password. Okay, so this is the two things you need to put it inside that conf file, and please click save. After saving it, you just remove .txt extension, so that this is the configuration file we have. Okay, so and after that again you just right click and go for the option new. So on that new, again click the text document. So on the text document you just put SSH without any extensions. Okay, and then click enter, so that you will have that SSH will be located in your directory. Okay, so this is the SSH. So what is the purpose of using this WPA supplicant? So WPA supplicant is used for configuring the Wi-Fi address and then Wi-Fi password, because we don't have the monitor on that scenario. And second thing, SSH. So why we are using SSH? On default, Raspberry Pi won't have the SSH enabled, so it is already in disabled mode. So to enable it, I am just going to create one empty SSH file, and I just dropped inside that boot folder, so which is named SSH without any extension. Okay, that's the main thing. Okay, so we just did it. Okay, so for backup purpose, I'm just going to take this applicant. Okay, so here that's it. So WPA applicant configuration and everything is done. So now it is ready to put it into the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so let's see the presentation. So here what we did, so up to here we just configured the Wi-Fi and we enabled the SSH. Okay, so now it's time to put that SD card into the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so first of all, let me give some time. So I'll put that SD card to that Raspberry Pi. Okay, so here we have the Raspberry Pi. So first of all, you just put the SD card to the Raspberry Pi. Just please put it properly, because if you break out this SD card holder, definitely it will be like, it will cost you again. You need to purchase Raspberry Pi. So please plug it carefully. Okay, so that's it. And another thing I wish to say is board handling. So whenever you are using Raspberry Pi, you just please make sure your backside where you are placing the Raspberry Pi it should be like metal free or lead free, because if there is any little short happened, like mainly 3.3 volt and then ground, if that 3.3 volt and then ground is shorted, so definitely you need to change the Raspberry Pi, because it won't work, because that 3.3 voltage is highly necessary for the BGM IC which is present in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so don't get shorted out. And while talking about the board handling, so whenever you are after giving the supply to the Raspberry Pi, don't hold the Raspberry Pi like this, so don't touch the sensitive areas. Okay, so board handling is mainly on electronics as well as electrical, so always hold the board like this. Okay, so don't touch in intermediate circuits whenever, mainly when there is a supply is turned on. Okay, so that's the main thing I wish to say. So please hold all the time the board is like this. Okay, and this is the BGM IC. So if you want to check the temperature, there is a CPU option is there. So other than that, you can touch it here. Okay, so there you can able to feel the temperature. Other than that, don't touch the green color part of the board. Okay, it may be in electronics or it may be electrical. Anyways, microcontroller or processor, any board, any development boards or electronics or electrical, don't touch the board on intermediate. Please handle the board like this. Okay, so I just folded the board like this. Okay, so we have this Raspberry Pi. So first of all, what we are going to do, we need to give the power supply. Okay, so here we have a USB B type cable. So for that, what we are going to do, I'm just going to plug it to the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so I just turned on. So here, before giving the power supply, I wish to say that this Raspberry Pi is going to have two LEDs. Okay, so one is red and another one is green. Okay, so red LED is responsible for power supply, and green LED is responsible for OS booting. Okay, so if red LED is red LED is glowing but there is no green LED, it means at the startup. So whenever I'm telling you, like whenever you are giving the supply, you should see both red and then green, but green will be blinking but red will be constantly glowing. Okay, so you just want to see the green LED. If there is no any presence of green LED glowing, so definitely your OS or having some problems, or SD card may have some problems, or SD card slot maybe have some problems. Okay, so please make sure whenever you are giving the supply, that SD card, that green LED should blink at least once at a time. Okay, so I'm just going to give the power supply. I think you are ready to observe the power supply. Okay, so now if you see in here, green LED is blinked once and then twice. So up to now, what we did, we just formatted the SD card and uploaded the operating system, and with the help of WPA underscore conflict, that supplicant.conf file. So with the help of that, we just configured the Wi-Fi address and then Wi-Fi password. And then whenever in the startup that it doesn't has SSH to be enabled on default, so we need to enable. So for that, we just created empty file, that is SSH, without any extension. So after that, we just plugged out the SD card and we just given to the Raspberry Pi by giving the power supply. Okay, so that's up to here. So what we did, we just simply gave the power supply to the Raspberry Pi. Now green LED is blinking now. Okay, so which means that now it is already started booting up. So okay, so please give it some time to connect with your network. And that is the main thing here which we need to find out, the IP address. Okay, so for that we are giving one solution, that is Fing. Okay, FING, that is also available for both iOS and then Android. Okay, please look for the Fing application. Okay, so the main thing is about the fingers, you just want to connect the same Wi-Fi address where your Raspberry Pi is connected. Okay, that's the main concept. Your laptop, the mobile phone where you have installed the Fing application, and the Raspberry Pi, both three should be connected with the same network. Okay, so here I have connected my mobile phone to the ZTE8078.Wi-Fi address which we have configured on the WSupplicant config. Okay, so that's up to here. So and after that, after opening the Fing application, there will be an option called scan devices, continue without permission. So if you click that one, there will be like IP address. So it will show, like it will load some time and it will show the IP address, like what are all the devices which is connected in your network or in your hotspot or something like that. Okay, so from that you need to find out which IP address is that one. Okay, so we'll check. There are a lot of generic. Okay, so here okay, let me check with one by one. Okay, so SSH is there. So and I hope you all know about the PuTTY, right? So PuTTY, that is terminals application. So this is the cable. Okay, I'm just going to give it directly to the power supply like this. Okay, so that it will display in the monitor. Okay, so that I can able to easily find out the IP address. Okay, so that's the thing which I did now. Okay, because it may take a lot of time to show the IP address, because there are a lot of devices which is connected to my address. Okay, so that's why I just given to the monitor, or else this is option. Okay, so from there you just want to find out the IP address, and after finding the IP address you just want to go for the option called like SSH. Okay, for SSH you can put like a PuTTY or like kind of like a terminal or something like that. Okay, so 192.168.1.13. okay, so here it's asking now login as. So here we have given the username and then password. So the username is Pi. Okay, so the default username, and then password is Raspberry Pi. Sorry, Raspberry, ASPEBERRY. Okay, so you just click enter. Okay, so then now you are seeing the terminal of the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so here now you are seeing that Pi at Raspberry Pi, that is dollar symbol. Okay, so that's up to here. So Pi at Raspberry Pi. Okay, so up to here what we did, so with the help of SSH we just accessed the Raspberry Pi in the terminal, because whenever like if you want to see the complete display in your laptop, so definitely you need to install the XRDP library. So only after you install the XRDP in the Raspberry Pi, then only you can able to see the complete display in your laptop. Okay, so that's why we are just access that SSH via the PuTTY. Okay, so after accessing it, so that's it. So first of all you need to install that XRDP. So for that what's the command which we are given here, that is sudo apt get, sudo space apt-get space install XRDP. Okay, you just click enter, so that it will be installed in your Raspberry Pi. Okay, so here XRDP is showing already installed in a new version, but if you are trying it from new, so you'll say like XRDP is installing, and finally you will see the message called XRDP installation successful. Okay, so that's up to this procedure. So from this, after this procedure, now your Raspberry Pi is ready to access from your laptop itself. Okay, so that's up to here. So XRDP is installed. So for installing only XRDP, we have done that SSH operation at all. Okay, so after done it, so that's up to here, it is completed. Now you just look for the option called remote desktop. So that remote desktop application will be available for each and every laptop, every default Windows based laptop. So here you just give the IP address like 192.168.1.13, and you just click the connect button. Okay, then it will ask for yes or no. You just type yes. Okay, you just put yes, and then it will ask for the username and password. So for the username you just please give Pi, and then password you just give Raspberry. Okay, RASPBERRY. Okay, that's it. You just click enter, so that now you will see the complete Raspberry Pi display in your laptop itself. So without a monitor you can able to do that. Okay, so that's up to here. So here now here it is not required at all. I no need any kind of other additional supports and all. Okay, so that's up to here. So we just installed the library that is XRDP, which is responsible to access from the remote desktop application. Okay, so that's up to here. So if you want to change the password, you can change the password. So here it's showing IP address, that is 192.168.1.13, and on the top right corner you can able to see the Bluetooth option, and Wi-Fi option is there. Okay, so Wi-Fi, that is the DADD7X, which we have already configured. It is already automatically connected. Okay, so and while doing exploration, so this is the programming. Okay, so here like it is a menu like our start button, no? So this is like lot of menus, and this is the internet explorer, like internet browser, web browser. Okay, and my advice guys, so please you don't use as like a PC. If you have a Raspberry Pi, that's okay, but if you are using a Raspberry Pi 3 with artificial intelligence libraries and only 16GB SD card, don't use it, because you may see lot of CPU consumption, like a lot of power consumption will be there. Okay, so you can click add or remove program. So from that you can choose like CPU usage will be there. Okay, so add. So on that here usage monitor. Okay, you just click the add button and you just put CPU usage monitor. You just click add. Okay, so that then you just close it. Okay, so there you can able to see the CPU usage monitor. Okay, so from that you can able to see the usages because it is very highly necessary. Okay, so so again you just check. So again you just go the option and you just check the show usage as a percentage. Okay, then okay, then close it. Okay, so then now you can able to see the percentage of the CPU usage because it is highly necessary for observing our Raspberry Pi how it's using our CPU. So now it is only 4% and 1%. Don't let it to use for 100% completely because then you will face a lot of heating issues will be there in the Raspberry Pis. Okay, that's my third tips. Okay, so now what you're going to do, we are going to start with the Python programming tomorrow. So before that, today itself we will install Python IDLE because IDLE is not located on default in the Raspberry Pi because IDLE is very easy to use and even artificial intelligence participants also use IDLE. So what you need to go is you just directly type sudo space sudo apt-get install apt-get space install space IDLE3. Okay, that's it. You just click enter. So that IDLE will be installed in your Raspberry Pi. Okay, so that you can able to start your Python programming with the help of IDLE. You start programming now. You can able to see the Python 3 IDLE. Okay, so there you are seeing Python 3.7.3 shell. Okay, so this is Python 3 IDLE.